Chumpets. I just saw Pina say that. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Jeff Lewis Obsessed, where we recap Jeff Lewis live every night at 6 o'clock California time. I'm Sarah in Texas.
I'm Kelly in California. And yes, my hair is shorter than it was in Bravo.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Well, we will get into it, but first, I'm just dying that I'm going to be in the audience of Bethany Frankel and Jeff Lewis.
Have you been to the, it's like 30 people.
Yeah, so I've never tried to get tickets because it is very small. And when I'm in New York, I've either been with my family or on a girls' trip. I've never even thought to squeeze it in. Plus, now he kind of does like these pre-tapes and then some are live. Hi, Annette. Shout out, Annette, Miss Lupo, for getting me the invitation to watch what happens live. I'll tell you the story real quick. So long story short, Annette, who was on Jeff Lewis as a caller, was it last Friday or so?
Mm-hmm.
So I reached out to her and I'm like, hey, are you coming to Amy Phillips' show? Just rando, just thinking, you know, she's a Jeff Lewis fan. Surely she's going to Amy Phillips' show. So she is. She lives in
Wait, someone's saying they're going to be the call-in question. Chris.
Maybe what? Maybe I'll get that episode. What?
Oh, I'm sorry. He said, I just got asked to do the call-in question. I was thinking to watch what happens live. Is that what he's saying?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, you emailed them for that. We did try to, my friends and I did get asked to do that one time, but it's during COVID and it's when they were taping at like 10:30 in the morning. Well, we were all teachers. So like all of us, well, two of us were, we had to take off. We were totally gung-ho for it, but then we just kind of lost ambition. Doing a background, all this stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways, long story short, so I'm going to see her at Amy Phillips and Margaret Joseph's show and her daughter, who you met at BravoCon.
Yes.
And so when Jeff announced that he was going to do Watch What Happens Live, I asked Shane in a DM, just, hey, because somebody asked me what night it's airing. So then I realized, maybe it's not one of the live ones, you know, since some he does live, some he pre-tapes. Right. So I asked Shane, hey, do you know when this is going to air? He said, no, we haven't been told that yet. So then I realized, okay, it's probably a pre-tape, right? So I texted the girl, DM'd the girl back, and I was like, hey, Shane doesn't know, you know, whatever. Didn't even think about trying to get a ticket for it. I mean, it didn't even cross my mind because I didn't even know when they were filming it. Right. And I was only going to be there for one night, Tuesday, and then fly back Wednesday night. So Annette texted me this morning and is like, hey, I have a contact, a really good contact at Watch What Happens Live. Mm-hmm. And I asked for 2 tickets for me and my daughter. It's the night before you fly in. But if you'd want to fly in, I can ask for a ticket for you also. You have to understand, like 30 people. Like
she said like less than 30. She said like 15.
It's a very small studio. And oftentimes, as we've seen, like Bethany will have her husband or boyfriend, you know, Paul in the audience. Jeff might have Shane in the audience if he's not the bartender dude. You know, things like that. If Kian's with them, Kian might be in the audience. So that takes up space too.
Right.
So I was like, yeah. And she texted me back and was like, yep, you're in. I'm like, oh my God.
So here's my question.
Thank you, Annette. I'm so excited because you're right. I've never been, but Bethany is one of my OG original favorites. Love how ballsy she is. And Jeff Lewis, I'm dead.
What do you think he's promoting?
Jeff? Oh, I think it's just because he's there. But I don't know. You think he'll finally announce season 2 of Hollywood Houselift? He did say that if the stylist has COVID, oh my God, what if Jeff comes down with COVID?
Oh no.
Don't test Jeff. We don't want to know.
But didn't he say that something like he has an Amazon thing he has to do there too?
Yeah, an Amazon thing and
Hollywood Houselift maybe an announcement.
Yeah. But you know, he's doing all of his shows there. So it's a great way. I think he goes there also because I think it's also a good way for him to be seen in the New York studios of Sirius XM. I mean, I don't know.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And there's people out there that he doesn't have access to out here. So
yeah. Also, I think he likes going to see his coffee cart dude.
Probably that too.
Yeah, definitely. Bethany is definitely promoting Money Court for sure. Anyways, so thank y'all for being happy for me. I'm just beside myself, and I'm so thankful. Annette has been so nice to me. Jeff Lewis friends are absolutely the best. That is why we all adore each other. We get each other. We're so excited for each other. We know what makes each other happy. Anything Jeff Lewis and Bravo obsessed, for sure. So thank you so much, Annette. I'm very excited.
Take lots of pictures.
Yeah. And I would have never asked. No. I mean, she's got a really good contact to ask, but I would have never thought to even ask that favor. It just wouldn't have crossed my mind.
Right. So awesome.
Anyways, so today, Julie and Brandy for a wet Tuesday starts off right off the bat with this 2-week cruise to Antarctica, and they don't seem to have coats or thermals yet.
First of all, I was like, when they were saying Antarctica, my brain kept thinking Anchorage, Alaska. So I don't know why, but I was like, well, it doesn't sound that bad. And then when my brain finally turned on and I was like 30 degrees below zero, I mean, they're going for free because they're working. So I can understand.
Do you think the whole thing is free?
For them, yeah, because they're talent. Probably because they're talent and they're going to perform more than one night.
$30,000 for a cabin, though?
I know.
Tell those ladies to go to Costco.
I don't know what that's for.
To get thermals. I've bought thermals for snow vacations at Costco. Yeah. I think that's what Annette means.
But even that thing that's called the Drake's Pass or the washing machine, or I was like...
Drake's Passage? I looked it up. It looks insane with the waves that come up.
I couldn't do it. That would scare me. I've never been, I've been on boats and ships, but I've never been on a cruise ship. I've never felt comfortable doing that. I would never want to oversleep on a boat.
Okay, I think we've done 4 cruises now, but they've all been the huge Carnival and, what's that other one? Royal Caribbean. Huge ships. This is only 200 people. No. It's not that big. That dang thing can fall over in any moment. My God, no way.
I hope this is not the end of Julie and Brandy because, like we said, Tanner, I have to tell you, I've tried, and ask Sarah, I've tried so many times to get on their Patreon to do their freaking thing, and it's impossible.
She can't figure it out. I haven't even gotten on to figure it. Is it an app or it's a website or both? Like, I'm so clueless.
I think it's a website. Because it's AskJulieandBrandy.com or whatever it is.
Google the videos of I did. I looked at it today. I was almost going to record a thing, and then it was just kind of boring to me because it was really long, and I couldn't find a good clip to shortcut. And I was like, Yeah.
I did love, though, that Julie identifies as a walrus, and that I was like, she's just like me. I feel like you're Brandy, and I'm Julie. I'm the big, sweaty, sloppy one. And then there's Sarah. And I don't need a jacket in Antarctica either. I'm hot.
And I am definitely Brandy when it comes to being freezing just in the studio. Much less can you imagine freezing in Antarctica?
Oh, she'll blow away.
They don't need just a jacket. I mean, I call my girls and I have what we call New York City jackets because that means it's like our New York trips. We have ski jackets for snow vacations. So that's kind of different. But when we're going somewhere cold, we call it Get Your New York Jacket. They need more than that. I mean, this is beyond New York cold. This is freezing. Like, they're going to need like snow boots to walk in.
Well, not only that.
They haven't prepared at all. I don't think they have anything. I think they're going to bring tank tops and khakis and be dying.
I don't even think they're going to be able to get off the boat because after watching Below Deck and they talk about how crazy the waters are.
Yeah.
Like, they might not even be able to, like, go and sightsee. They might be stuck on that fucking ship for 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Can you imagine? Oh, my God. I mean, at $30,000 a cabin, I'm assuming this is some pretty fancy food, but nobody wants to be on a freaking boat with only 200 people. Literally, on a cruise ship, we always meet friends and stuff, so you always run into the same families, kids and all that kind of stuff. 200 people, they're going to be surrounded by this. And is she the only non-lesbian, Brandy? It's an LGBTQ plus, and she's the plus.
I don't know.
I have so many questions. They better not die so we can ask them questions. They will talk about this for months. This will be their trip for everything they talk about.
Yes, I love Julie's story about the snorkeling gay man, and she came around the corner, and they were doing a BJ, giving him a BJ. Like, how do
you give head underwater?
That's what I said.
Am I doing it wrong or what?
Well, I guess if you can breathe still.
But you have to open your mouth. You just have to keep.
Oh, maybe you have to.
I mean, talk about a vacuum seal. What?
I don't know. Fluffy, are you out there?
You got all that equipment on and that head thing, and you got to take that off. I don't know. I've never scuba dived. I've only snorkeled.
I've only snorkeled also, but I believe that just a handy would suffice, and you don't need to do a BJ. That's too much.
I think a handy in the ocean is pretty damn exciting. Does this former priest really have to do a BJ underwater? Maybe
he was really hot and horny being a priest for so long, and now he's out and proud and
so confused. I think someone just asked about Brandy and Julie. We don't want to know Patreon information because I do feel like that is subscription based, and I feel like that should be private. But feel free to DM us anything that you want to, and we won't share it with anyone. But I do think it is confusing. I don't think they ever really say if Brandy's still married or not. I just don't know if she and her husband don't want to be talked about. It's very ambiguous. Are they? They're definitely not together. But it lends itself to maybe marital issues or that she's just staying there a lot. I have no idea. So someone just asked about that. I don't really know.
You know what? Before it made it sound like they were going to live together in this new house, the one that they got away from the water bug.
Yeah.
But then again, it sounded like Brandy was at her own house. So maybe Brandy just likes to hang out at Julie's house a lot. And they're going on a cruise together.
Well, that seems like work related and friends related.
So yeah.
I don't know. They didn't really say anything today about showering or sleeping over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't really know. I feel like Brandy is pitching in on part of Julie's rent, so it could be in a nicer place, even though there was a murder a couple decades ago.
Right.
And they have an area for them to do the podcast. So that's kind of their work area. So I don't know. Sounds right to me.
I don't think Brandy is a lesbian. Oh, sorry, went up too quick. My brain's not fast enough. Jeff has said, but I do think it's something like Sarah said. I don't know, but why I care so much. I think it's true. I think they're just really good friends.
Also, I think when people don't say exactly what's going on, it makes everyone's brains go... Like, we're so more curious. You know what I mean?
Wouldn't that be crazy, though, if it came out they were lovers? I mean, I'm not saying they are. I just was thought of that right now because I was just like, what if they really were?
I would actually love that. I would love that for them. It would make me sad if they had been hiding it in whatever, but I don't think they would. I don't think Julie would ever hide a relationship. Like, it sounds like she's what they call like a gold star gay, where she's like a gold star lesbian. It doesn't sound like a wiener's ever been near her. What did it mention to Kelly about my photo today? Oh, I did tell her about I did send her.
Yes. Say it, forget it. Write it, regret it.
Absolutely. What was with the comment of Jeff wanting to be straight again? I think he's the most ungay gay guy ever. Literally. Besides being dramatic.
And caring about the way he looks. I just think he's just a man baby, and that's it.
I mean, legit. I'm dying at the toilet situation. Julie, Jeff is obsessed with wanting to pee all together. He definitely doesn't want to be separated. And then Julie's talking about women going in the round. No, I don't want people peeing around me. I don't want to sit around and look in people's eyes as they're peeing or pooping or changing a tampon.
That whole part of the conversation twice, because I listened to it twice, I zoned out because first of all, I was like, I don't understand what he's talking about. Urinals, a divider, a stall. All I remember is in high school that so many people wrote on the walls of the bathroom that they took the doors off the stalls.
Oh, yeah.
As a punishment. And I was like, and that's all I kept thinking about.
The girls' bathroom?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So they took the doors off the stalls.
So I thought the bathroom that Jeff and them have talked about having good lighting at Sirius was a gender neutral bathroom. That's why, because men's bathrooms, for them to poop, they are in individual stalls. So I feel like that's why the stalls are there.
Yeah.
Because it's a gender neutral bathroom. It's not going to be a trough of pee like the men's bathroom.
Oh, I think the gender neutral bathroom is a one-person thing.
But theirs sounds like a group project. He sounds to go.
I think the boys' bathroom is why are we talking about this? The boys' bathroom has the stalls. Gender neutral is just one toilet, and the girls have their stalls. I'm sorry.
Annie said, I'm a mom. Going potty with the audience doesn't bother me. That's true, but I don't want other adults. Like my kids. Yeah.
We're moving on, Annette. We're moving on. What about, we got to get to the apology, because
if there'll be one. So do you think there'll be one? It sounds like Jeff is adamant about getting one from both of them.
I agree with what Brandy said. Brandy was like, you need to make it clear that you expect an apology from each of them. Because when he said the whole text, I was like, he didn't make that clear. And I just know that they're listening today, I'm sure, and they'll know. But
oh my God, can you imagine listening to Jeff talk about the arguments of your family?
No.
I would die.
And I was really proud and surprised of Tom. Like Jeff said, I mean, it blew me out of the water that he even reached out.
Yeah.
Made himself vulnerable. I felt like Jeff's comeback was a little harsh. I understand he's really hurt, but he almost shut the door on
he made it to where I don't think Tom knew what the hell to respond back.
Yes.
Like, not an emoji. Like Alyssa was saying. Alyssa kind of sounded like it was done. Alyssa was like, was it Alyssa or Brandy that said?
No, it was Alyssa.
Didn't she say something like, you sent what you sent and that's the best you're going to get or something? Whatever she said, it was very telling.
He said, I haven't heard back from him. And Melissa said, and you probably won't. You said what you had to say. I don't agree with that. I think that, there's just, Alyssa just wanted him to move the fuck on so they could go to a commercial. And she's like, beep, beep.
Yeah, and we know that Jeff has had some huge fallings out with friends, boyfriends, lovers, everything, co-workers, and, he's partners. Always welcomed them back. So, business partners, Ryan, for sure. So, who knows? Hopefully he'll give us an update tomorrow.
He won't.
You don't think so?
I don't think Tom has passed. I think unless Tom really reaches out, I just don't see him doing that right now.
That text that Jeff sent, though, I don't think you can go too long without replying. Otherwise, it's a really big FU, don't you feel like?
Well, yeah, but I still think that they don't understand what he wants.
Oh, wow.
It's just a big messy mess.
He did say he's done, though, unless both of them apologize.
Yeah, he was very, he's, what it is, I can tell that he's talking to them through the show. And I guess that's the part that hurts my heart a little bit, to let them know, like, if you don't do this, we're done. And so then I was just like, ugh, a little bit.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to be in his shoes at all, because I cannot imagine. They did lead with Monroe, but
that's a good thing. That's good.
But you're right. Tom was very, I don't know. Everyone's so opinionated on this. We want them to get back together and be a family again. There's some really hurtful stuff said on both sides. So I don't know. Yeah. Not necessarily hurtful on Jeff's side. Jeff is hurt from seeing it all. We're all hurt from hearing the harsh stuff that they said about him. We're like, I would just die.
Right.
Really harsh stuff. Love the Jeff Lewis Live Jungle Cruise promo. I wish that would really happen. Oh my God, that would be so hilarious. They could film that and make 8 episodes out of it for sure. We would totally watch that.
But if you remember, Sirius put the kibosh on that and said, no, there's no way, with your listeners and how crazy they get.
I didn't even think it would be listeners. I just thought it would be the chumps.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were included. I think, I don't know. I feel like it's dangerous. I feel like some of the chumps drink a lot and take edibles and stuff and fall overboard.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
Great for ratings, though. They save them.
Yeah.
Do you always die if you go overboard?
Well,
I think most people do die if they go overboard.
They do, but they just
die before they go overboard, or they die from being pushed over. I don't know.
People fall over all the time. There was a guy just recently that spent 18 hours swimming in the ocean because he fell off a cruise ship. He was smoking or something and fell off.
Wow.
So you don't always survive. You could drown.
Kim says Stu should have never reached out to Claudia during the pause. I'm sure a lot of people feel that way. Tom and his wife were very hurt.
Yep, Annie.
Oh, the same story, Annie. Wow.
Yep.
Okay. Can we all be a little mad that Jeff can lose 5 pounds in a couple of days just from, what did he say? Something about, I just have good self-control.
Well, I mean,
starvation. I don't even know how he starves himself. It's so hard to do. He loves food so much.
If you are, if I ate a lot on Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
And then for the next,
like I did,
like most people do, and then especially if I was Jeff, you probably eat a lot and you retain salt, so it looks like you weigh more. And then just a couple days of clean eating, that your body kind of regulates back to where it was. So we didn't really lose 5 pounds.
Oh, so you think he went up Thursday and Friday and then he lost 5 pounds? He didn't say what he weighs. He usually says what he weighs.
Yeah. I just think it was salt.
But I mean, for being over 6 foot, what is he, like 6'1", 6'2", and a 34-inch waist, he's very small. And we've seen him so many times. He's very small.
He's very fit, yes.
Very fit. Very fit. What would happen, though, if he ends up having COVID? Because, I mean, I assume he sees this stylist on a somewhat regular basis.
Well, if he has COVID, he's definitely not going to New York. He's going to have to Zoom it all.
I know. But she could, if he doesn't have COVID, fingers crossed, she could definitely style him and take pictures and give it to Shane, and Shane could put the stuff together, and then you take a picture of it like those fancy Kardashians do. It can be done.
It can be done, but I think part of it is to see how it fits on him, to see what looks best on him. And if she's not there to kind of, I mean, you can show the picture, but.
That's true. I guess whenever I see on the Kardashians, they always have their stylist there with them. So
yeah, well, Kardashians. It's Kardashians. Are we going to talk about sleep twerking?
Oh my God, I'm dying. They can FaceTime. Sex somnia.
I have heard of this. I actually know.
I've heard of it, but why wouldn't you just wake your husband up? And do women ever have this?
I've only known 2 men to have it.
You knew them?
Well, I didn't know. One of them is a radio show host, Frank Kramer, KLOS. He's always talking about having this disorder. And then I had an ex-boyfriend. I don't think he had the disorder, but that did happen a couple times, and I didn't mind. That's why I didn't stop it.
Oh, no. I'm A-okay with being woken up in the middle of the night. But if my husband was asleep and didn't even know, that's not even fun. And plus, I would want to make sure
they're still moving around and doing stuff, even though they're
still... are they asleep? I guess it's like those people that can make like a mayonnaise and ketchup sandwich and eat it when they're sleep eating and have no idea that they did it in the morning. That's so weird to me.
Do people eat mayonnaise and ketchup sandwiches in Texas?
Not just Texas, but some people, when they sleep eat, they eat really weird stuff that they claim their body needs for nutrition, like salt. Like they'll wake up and they'll be sick because they've eaten so much gross stuff the night before. I saw it on Oprah, so it has to be true.
Tone it down, Liz. I didn't know when you were asking me before. I didn't know I thought you meant Liz Rome. And I was like, Liz Rome doesn't need toning down. Now I remember the story of Tone It Down, Liz.
Yeah. So it wasn't that long ago. So whoever DM'd me about that, if they just look up every Brandy and Julie episode and kind of see what it was about, they'll see. I'm assuming it was about 3 to 4 times ago that Brandy and Julie were on, that he was talking about that story.
It's probably been about, I'd say, 7 or 8 months since that story.
That long ago? Okay.
I think so.
I just remember.
I don't know. I really don't know.
But that's when he was into girls.
Yeah.
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 Can you imagine?
No.
It sounds like it was good memories for him. It sounds like a light switch went off. Like he was like total girls and then he was gay. Like he doesn't seem to have those he doesn't seem to talk. I mean, I know that's not the truth, but he never talks about it as if he was grossed out from dating girls or he was embarrassed or he was hiding. He never shares any of that kind of insight about it, though.
He's never like, ooh, icky vagina. Like, you know, Doug would be. Sorry, Doug. That Doug would say, ooh, icky vagina. I mean, sure that Jeff thinks that vagina is icky, but I don't think he would say that.
Well, and one thing is I heard, was it John Hill and Andy today? Or maybe John Hill had someone else on. I think he had Sherry O'Terry on, like Sherry O'Teary. Is it O'Teary? It's
O'Teary, yes.
Yeah. And they were talking about something. Some guy on there had never had sex to completion, is the way John Hill said it. So it made it sound like they tried, like with a girl.
Oh,
and he's gay.
And didn't finish.
Yeah, they said something like, did you ever have sex with a girl? And then he used the word to completion. And I was like, well, what is sex if it's not to completion? But I guess it means an attempt.
Maybe he just wasn't that turned on and couldn't couldn't climax from that.
Yeah.
I mean, right?
Yeah. I bet Jeff tried to push the gay away for a bit.
Oh, of course.
I mean, for sure. First of all, he's 52. He's not exactly of the age where when he was 22, especially in California, Orange County, a
lot of competition. It's like there's a lot of competition. I'm just thinking of all the skinny hot people. Sorry, go ahead.
He was too nervous to go on the gay market.
Yeah. Wait.
What about Monica Lewinsky? Cigar and...
I don't know.
That's all I can think about.
Okay, did you like Jen the caller?
He needed to rush her along to get to the point.
I said, land the plane.
Land the plane, Jen.
My God. Shut the fuck up, Jen, and hurry up.
Did you want to talk about his sex twerking?
Well, I just think it's weird. We'll leave it there. I don't know. We know that's not called sex twerking. I think everybody does that. I forget what it's called. It's like a convalescent shock or something. It's just what your body does when you're falling asleep. I mean, you do that, right? Everybody does that.
I think, but I'm sleeping. I'm assuming Jeff knows it because he's been told.
I've woken myself up by doing it because I jerked myself awake, but I don't have the crazy reaction of throwing my head back and busting somebody's nose.
Okay, but the other caller, or was that Jen? Which one was it that was basically masturbating in bed next to her friend? And the 12-year-old daughter and the dad? First of all, get 2 rooms. Like Jeff said, get your own room. You know what I mean? Like, if there's basically a family and then maybe it was to save money, whatever, but that is not the night to have a sex dream and start masturbating yourself in your sleep. Not the time, Jen. Not the time.
I don't think I've ever done that. But I laughed so hard when Julie made up the sleep masturbator. Sleep masturbator. And then I also, I think it was the second caller maybe, alien sleep gangbang. Do you remember that?
Was that a dream?
Yeah, well, she had sex and she thought it was really real. She thought somebody was in her house. And Jeff said, well, maybe it was an alien. And so they said an alien sleep gangbang, which I think would be a great name for a punk rock band. So.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it doesn't exactly roll off the tongue, but yeah.
It's a little hard. It's
definitely punk rock. I don't know.
Yeah. Sleep banger.
That's all I have. It was another one of those days where the show goes by really fast.
Yeah, it was very funny. I think there was a lot of really funny stuff that happened. And I didn't realize it was the anniversary or almost the anniversary of them not showing up at Doug's.
Yeah, it did not sound like that was a good memory they wanted to rehash. I did love that Brandy was like, yeah, I think Julie could have handled it differently.
Well, not only that, but I just watched, remember I told you I just watched that episode of Julie, and it was tense up in there.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Super awkward. So basically they got into a fight over money and they got to Doug's house, but then they just never came in. But yet they're texting saying we're in the driveway.
they were fighting outside, and then they couldn't find parking, and that was like the straw that broke the camel's back. And Brandy kicked Julie out of the Uber. Was it an Uber?
Yeah, something like that.
She kicked Julie out of her car, and then Julie had to get an Uber because she was too sad to go inside.
Yeah. They seem better now.
Yes, much better.
Much better. Well, we'll wrap things up. You want to chat music, and then we will wrap it up. Who is tomorrow? Tomorrow. Alyssa Donovan and Doug Buden.
Elisa Donovan, yes.
Elisa Donovan. And Thursday is an amazing cooking kibitz on Doug Buden. 5 o'clock California time. Make sure to watch. It's going to be at Megan's house, so we get to see her beautiful kitchen. And I think they're making drinks, right?
I think that's just, well, no, I think they're having wine from the Hideaway Low guys, Jeremy and Tim.
Yes.
Jeremy and Tim.
Lots of people will be there.
Yes, it'll be fun to see.
Yeah, lots of people.
Wonder Woman. Okay, she's saying they played Trixie Mattel. I have to say, today's music, again, I usually like Jeff's music, and I said, you're down in the dumps, sir. I don't like it. Only because I didn't like it. Didn't mean anything. Hello, Hello by Trixie Mattel. Maytel. I don't know who that is. And I Like the Way by Body Rockers. And I'm sorry, I didn't like it.
Why do you got to get like a Jill Zarin voice whenever you say you don't like it?
Sorry, I didn't like it. I have gum in my mouth. I feel like Jill. I don't know. I'm going to watch this video back and be like, that's why you don't have gum in videos.
No, it's fine. You're playing your Jill very well.
Okay, thank you.
My hair. She is a drag queen.
Oh,
okay,
that makes sense. Because when I was looking at her picture.
Famous.
Is your money spot all healed up?
My hair is so freaking gross. My gray hairs, I'm nervous to go back to my Miss Lee. Rightfully so.
Take a break.
But my hair is just gross. I didn't condition it when I showered today. So I just feel like it's just puffy and gross, and
it's dry. It's sad.
Yeah, it is. It's sad hair.
Thirsty
hair.
All right.
And I don't give a rat's ass, so yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on. We love it. We'll see you tomorrow
at 6 o'clock California time.
Bye, guys.